Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the morning session, day 19 of 28 Days to a New Consciousness. And we begin, of course, right now, hosted here live on the Awaken the World page. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I see Carol, Susan, and Terry are here this morning. Good morning. You guys must be further east of us. The alarm went off at 6:30 this morning. Well, actually, it goes off at about a quarter after 6, but, you know, we like our 3 snoozes. Do you want to turn your volume down there, hon, please, or headphones? Thank you, sweetie. So we're a very good morning to all of you. We're a little bleary-eyed still, but we're here. And this morning, as the title of this is designed to do, it looks a little confusing. Nothing is personal, everything is personal. This is the message for today. The idea to keep in your awareness, okay? So there's 2 parts to this. So we're going to cover over the nothing is personal part. So as we understand, our egoic sense of self, that sense of I, is a culmination of all our experiences, the environment we were raised in, all of this sort of thing, and that forms our egoic sense of self. Now, I just want to see what Carol has said here. No bell. Oh, you found. Oh, lucky. Because you were right there, Carol. Like right away. I thought, wow, that bell's really working. Talk about coincidence, right? No coincidences, actually. Synchronicity. So, you know, this is a big one. And if you can absorb this one properly, it will change your life. Again, this is another one of those things that'll change your life, okay? Change your consciousness. Nothing is personal. That egoic sense of self operates on the past. Now, this is what happens. I just want to be crystal clear so everyone understands exactly what's happening to you as these things occur. So let's say that there is a negative male influence in your life that you've had run-ins before, and it only has to be once. You know, in my case, my father was a negative male influence. But that wasn't even negative either. But let's just look at that one, okay? So what happens is, as an egoic being growing up, I form a memory, and a memory can be thought of as a little frozen block of vibrational information. Contains a certain vibrational state. Now, when I judge that memory as being not good or bad or harmful to me because of the experience and how I choose to look at the experience, I carry that little negative trigger compacted. All that energy from that experience is compacted and crystallized within the energy field of my body. It becomes kind of like a tuning crystal in there. So in the present moment, when I run into somebody and I am experiencing the same vibration, the person in front of me, my ego recognizes elements of what occurred in the past, and that same vibrational state starts up within the energetic field of my body. That same negative feeling that I formed around what had happened, the same negative opinion, well, that crystallized energy starts to vibrate and spread into my body's energy field again. This tunes my transmitter off of center, off of being centered in my higher thoughts and the higher truths of my being, and it shifts the channel to a channel more in line with that negative vibration that I've started from triggering the memory. At that moment, I am no longer experiencing the present. The person in front of me no longer exists to my egoic self. the train of thoughts, that stream of thoughts that I am receiving because of my adjusted vibration downwards into the more dissonant and heavier energy, causes a stream of thoughts to come out of that egoic collective consciousness, which I will color from my own experience. And what I'm experiencing is not the present moment person. I'm experiencing whatever happened before, and I've simply overlaid the old on the new. What does this mean? It means that anything that you perceive someone else is doing to you, it's not personal. It really has nothing to do with you. The person who yells at you for almost hitting their car in the parking lot because you just didn't see them as they pulled right behind you is not mad at you personally. Whatever is going on within our existence, whatever has occurred in our past, whatever vibrational state we are in, those things we pass on to others around us. Why? Because we are one. We exchange energy all the time. In every way, we exchange our breath, we exchange the molecules and atoms of our bodies. We exchange energy through this oneness of humanity in the same way, and we do it through our interactions. Now, when we have what we would term a negative interaction, we often want to take it personally, as if it was done to us. But it's not. The present moment experience with unconscious people, you simply become the mannequin over which they overlay the old event. It doesn't matter which mannequin is standing there. You can take yourself out of the picture and you can put another person in exactly the same situation with that person, in exactly the same circumstances, and they will behave exactly the same towards that other person. It is not personal. What another person chooses to do, think, or say does not belong to you in any way. As Rumi would say, it's actually none of your business. And the reason it's none of your business is it really has nothing to do with you. Drop taking things personally. This realization that nothing is personal, that whatever event you find yourself in, the people around you, the circumstance has nothing to do with you. It has to do with the state that they are in. And it's hard to see it when someone's yelling and screaming at you. But under that is a cry for help. And it takes the most presence, the highest levels of awareness, to be able to realize that in that moment and act from that higher space. This is really important because as long as we understand that nothing is personal, we can drop a huge part of our egoic issues. A huge part of our thought processes are tied up in what we feel people are doing to us. And in truth, no one is doing anything to you. You just happen to be in the right place at the right time. But it's not personal. Now, here's the other side of that coin. Everything is personal. What's wrong with Garen this morning? Clearly he needs to go back to bed. He just said nothing is personal. Now he says everything is personal. Nothing is personal in terms of what you experience is happening outside of you to you. Nothing. Everything indeed is personal within you. All of it. All your personal power, all your personal strength, all the wisdom, all the knowledge, all the growth, all the truth, exists right within you. And we would like to be able to blame others for the way we perceive ourselves feeling. And if we can accept that this indeed is a world of illusion as far as form goes, okay, we can understand that what we do is in our thoughts, we create another level of illusion. We take that which simply is, and as I've said, what's happened to you is not personal, and we personalize it. But when you're willing to drop the personalization from without and only stay in the place of personalization within, you understand that you own all your power. Because it was not intentional, you can make a choice not to be offended. You can make a choice not to respond from that same unconscious prior state of being. You know, when you see two people arguing in the street, I don't see those two people arguing in the street. I see all the things behind the argument that's happened to them prior that's bringing this argument to head, and it really has nothing to do with either one of the two people standing there. When you understand that your power is totally personal and that nothing outside of you can truly have an impact upon that power unless you give it the ability to, all of that power remains centered in your being. So what does it mean that everything is personal when nothing is personal? What it means, as far as what you choose to feel, what you choose to think, the opinions you choose to form over what you think. So what you think is another level of illusion. And then when we create more thoughts about what we're thinking, and we don't even own those original thoughts. We own that responsibility. We cannot blame another for the way we feel. The phrase, "you make me feel bad," is a lie that we tell ourselves and the other person. Why? Because we don't want responsibility. The ego does not want responsibility for the state of its existence. According to ego, everything happens to it, not through this vessel. Remember that all your power, all your strengths resides on your knowledge that you have a choice in every minute to react, which literally means to react out an old part. There's nothing new about it. Or instead, to respond from a place of stillness, from an understanding that your choices and how you choose to react belong to you and only you, and you cannot use what someone else is choosing as validation for your behavior. When you live in this space, all your personal power stays right here with you. You become that presence you've always known that you are deep within. This is the message for this morning. Keep this in your heart and mind today. We will touch base on it again this evening, bring a little more light to it. Much love to you all this Tuesday morning. Kelly and I are doing one of our favorite things. We're going to our neighborhood secondhand auxiliary nursing bin store, secondhand store. Yeah, it doesn't open on Mondays. Tuesday mornings are always like a fresh store. They redo everything, and it's a lot of fun. Again, all our love from Kelly and I. Keep it in your mind. Keep it in your heart. Nothing is personal. Carry that with you today. Again, our love and namaste.